Full-time MMA?
MMA.
Nothing
Yeah.
else?
My life, man, yeah.
Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time
MMA.
Back with another episode of Days of Our UFC Lives, or should I say the fucking UFC's Performance General Hospital. You get the fucking point. This Mark Hunt versus the UFC saga is a soap opera in itself. Holy flying flipping flapjacks. As you know, fucking yesterday, we found out that Mark Hunt has gotten pulled from his main event in Sydney after being medically cleared by doctors. He was medically cleared and the UFC still pulled him and replaced him in that fight with one of his fucking enemies, Fabricio Verdun. The guys don't like each other at all. So to me and to a lot of people, it's looking like the UFC is sending Mark Hunt a message. Oh, you want to fucking sue us? You want to speak out against us? You want to do all this fucking blip blah, blah. You want to do this complaining? You want to call these people out, dog shit, cheaters, call all these people fucking cowards? Yo, Mark Hunt, here, I tell you what, since you want to also do an interview and say you've got brain damage and you're already slurring your words, even though you're medically cleared by doctors, we're still pulling you from your fight, bruv. Sorry, that's just the way it's gonna go. And oh, by the way, Fabricio Verdun, the guy you called a dog shit coward, he's taking your spot. Oh, you pissed? You don't understand what's going on? You're medically cleared, you say? Well, here, I got an interview. Who's this guy in this interview talking? Who's this guy? You recognize him? Yeah, that's fucking you, dog. That's you. So that's why we're pulling you, because you're pulling some funny shit. The UFC might be thinking he's pulling some funny shit. He's going on interviews saying I'm gonna die in the cage, or I'm willing to die in the cage, sacrifice my body for my family, and fucking I'm slurring my words. You think that's not gonna get back, bro? If the UFC would have let Mark Hunt fight, and they would have next phase of the lawsuit, and they played the interview of Mark Hunt saying, yeah, I know I'm gonna die in the cage, but that's what I chose. This is what I signed up for. You know, I'm already slurring my words, but I'm still looking forward to my next fight type shit. Then bro, that's gonna look terrible for the UFC. So there's just literally so many layers to this thing, dog. This is like a fucking onion. Lame reference, but there is so many fucking layers to this, dude. We don't know what's going on. We don't know. I mean, we can assume that the UFC is pulling Mark Hunt because of his own words. That's what they're using. They even released a statement, said Mark Hunt did an interview in which he stated some things that make us believe he's not fit to fight. Even though the doctors are saying it, this dude was saying some craziness. So they pulled him. But the fact that they're replacing him with Fabricio, and oh god, just go listen to that other video, because Fabricio, the reason he didn't fight Mark Hunt was because he didn't want to fight in Australia. But now that he's got the opportunity to replace Mark Hunt, then he's fine with going to Australia, which is interesting. 1 second, I got a phone call. Alright, anyway, so yeah, Fabricio's going over to fight Marcin Tybura after not wanting to fight Mark Hunt, and oh god, there's a lot of shit going on here. But this video specifically is about the fact that Mark Hunt is saying he believes the UFC pulled him because of the lawsuit. He doesn't believe it's because of his own words, where he said he's slurring his words and all of that crap, or he doesn't believe it's anything to do with that. He thinks it's because he's in a lawsuit with the UFC. They're trying to send him a message. This is exactly what Mark Hunt had to say on his Instagram, I believe, or his Twitter. Man, I be getting these fucking things confused because they both got them damn blue check marks, and I don't really be using Instagram that much. I'll post some videos up there, but until I get a fucking new phone, I ain't on that shit like that. So with that being said, this is what Mark Hunt had to say in an interview. He said, I'm disappointed that I've been withdrawn from the fight. This might have just been a statement. But he said, I'm disappointed that I have been withdrawn from the fight. I have passed all medicals 2 days ago and spent $100,000 on camp. The truth is the legal case I have filed has caused me to be withdrawn, Hunt said, regarding his lawsuit against the UFC for letting him fight so-called juice heads, aka Brock Lesnar. So that's a whole nother layer to this motherfucking onion. The UFC 200 fucking debacle versus Brock Lesnar. I really want somebody to pull up that clip because I haven't seen it in a long time of Mark Hunt saying, yeah, I know he's probably on juice. I'm still gonna knock him out or whatever the fuck he said. Because I haven't seen that really since this shit broke down, but I do. It's kind of like that tiramisu shit. Like, I remember it, but I haven't really went and looked for it or found it. Like the tiramisu, actually, I looked for it. That was hard to find, but it's there. Mark Hunt, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be too hard to find the interview of him before UFC 200 saying he was, yeah, I know Brock Lesnar's a juice head or steroid monkey or whatever the fuck word he said, but I'm, you know, oh well, I'm still gonna knock him out. They're all fucking, you know, Mark Hunt said some shit along those lines. But anyways, he's suing the UFC. He got scared. Oh my god, there's so much shit to go in there. So I'm just gonna stop it right here and say, if you want to hear more on fucking Days of Our Mark Hunt Lives or UFC General Hospital, whatever the fuck, watch the other Fabricio Verdú Mark Hunt video from yesterday. With that being said, it is what it is. The Mark Hunt's not buying the UFC's reason for pulling him from his fight. He said they're just mad, they're triggered that I'm suing them, and so now they're trying to fucking punish me for it. Oh god, does this mean that's gonna have a whole nother extra to the lawsuit? I don't even know. Oh god, it is what it is. Let the hitters know what the fuck you tell me in the comments and what you think about this crazy shit. I'm out. The dudes hating on the full-time family are the type of dudes that'll clutch the bottom of the chip bag so you can only get one.
Bye, Felicia.